Brian Powell of I Run Far here with Dakota Jones after his third place finish at the 2022 Hardrock 100. How are you?
I'm doing great, actually. Yeah, I feel good.
Yeah, you're moving around all right.
Yeah, I'm moving okay, and I don't know, just satisfied with the way the weekend went. So,
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
You know, I would guess you think that's a pretty darn good performance from
yeah,
yourself.
I'm super happy. This is like the best I could have hoped for, and I mean, phrasing it like that sounds like I can't hope for much. No, I like tried really hard. I did the best I could, and like it was honestly a dream come true. I finished in a really good time that I can be happy with, and I never expected to beat Killian and Francois. I really did never expected to be with them nearly as long as I was,
Yeah.
and it was just really a great day.
In fact, in a pre-race interview, you were saying, as long as I don't go out with them in the first half. Well,
Yeah.
when did you throw that out the door?
Well, I mean, everybody thinks I'm full of shit because I ran with them until well over half the race. But I mean, I felt good, and over the first 10 miles, I was running with them, which is normal. They're going easy. I was going easy. It was fine. But then honestly, the second climb, they dropped me on Grand Swamp Pass.
Really?
They pulled it, not a lot, but they pulled ahead of me for sure. And then I kind of caught up a little bit on the downhill. Like I wasn't trying to, but I ended up catching up with them. And then they pulled ahead of me on Oscars on the third climb too. And both of those climbs, I was like, well, we knew this was going to happen. Here we go. And I was being very vigilant to just not push it too hard and let them go. But then I ended up coming to Telluride with them. I was coming down the road and I was like, damn it, they're right there. Like, because I was afraid that running with them would make me run harder than I want to. But it kept happening. And then we ran together for a long time. And I don't know.
Yeah,
I was just trying to hang on, I guess.
Yeah, and then apparently, what happened coming out of Ouray?
Yeah, well, I think what happened is that going down the Camp Bird Road, which is this, like a 10-mile stretch or something, on a road, which it's not paved, but it's basically a paved road, down to Ouray. They don't like that. I don't think Killian and Francois like it at all, and for whatever reason, I felt great. I was eating a lot. I made a point to eat as much as I could and to drink a lot of water. And I was just cruising down the road. I felt awesome. And we came into Ouray. It's low elevation. And I don't know if I said it in my pre-race interview, but it's like, for me, that's always hard. Like Ouray can be really hard because there's a huge climb on both sides of it. And it's really low. It's often really hot. But it's also low elevation, so I felt a lot better. And I don't know, I just felt...
And it wasn't hot.
It wasn't hot, yeah. We were getting rained on a little bit out of Ouray, which was fantastic. It just cooled things off.
Can't hope for better than that.
Yeah. And I just felt so good that when I don't know, I was just running climbs, leaving Ouray without feeling like I was increasing the intensity. And then suddenly I was ahead of Killian.
It wasn't some sort of intentional move or anything like that. You were just...
Not at all.
Yeah.
No, I was running with Killian at first, and Francois fell back. I think he was feeling really bad. And then you get above the highway, like three-ish miles out of Ouray, and you're climbing up into the Bear Creek section. And it's really nice. And somehow Killian fell back, and I think he said he was having some cramps or something later.
Yeah.
But I was just honestly trying not to push it.
Yeah.
But I pulled ahead of both of them, and when you pull ahead of Killian and Francois, then you're like, you start questioning your strategy.
You anticipated what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Like, does it actually pop in your head? Or you're just like, oh, it's a beautiful day and I'm feeling good. But no, you...
Oh, yeah. I was like, I didn't see this coming, and I'm a little nervous about it. But, some of my best races in the world, in my past, is like, that happened. I was like, well, I don't think I should be here, but I feel good, so I'm just going to go with it. And so I did, and I felt really good, and I ran that climb. It's really long. It's like a 5,000-foot climb from Ouray to Engineer Pass, but it's a big climb, but it's also like not very steep. So you can run lots of it. And I was just jogging up a lot of all the flats and downhills and a lot of the minor uphills, hiking too. And I just felt so good and having a great time.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is probably going to come back around and bite me, but we'll go with it for now.
Seeing a mile 58 at Animas Forks, like you just, your stride looks smooth and strong.
Did it?
Your energy was just great. And you're talking to your mom and and it just seems chill. Like what you weren't forcing it or.
Okay, that's good to know. So I could tell that I was getting stretched.
Yeah.
At Animas Forks. I thought you guys could tell.
No, you faked it. You faked pretty well.
Yeah. Because you know what it is I think the altitude was really getting to me by that point. And so I came over Engineer and was starting to feel a little bad. And I tried to eat as much as I could, but I didn't quite feel as good as I wanted at Engineer or at Animas Forks, 58, 60 miles or so. And then I knew, I was like, well, the altitude hurt me there, and I'm about to go over 14,000 foot peak, so I'm probably in for a hard section, and that's where I really cracked, was on Handy's Peak.
And what did that mean for you in the moment? What cracked? Like,
I just like couldn't move that fast. I wasn't feeling good, and I was eating as much as I could. I was able to eat consistently the whole race, but just, man, the altitude, it blew me up. And so I had my pacer, Eric Sensman, there, and which was really nice. He was super helpful to have someone to talk to. I didn't talk much, but we were just like, well, there's still a ton of race left, so we just like go slow here where I feel bad and try to keep it together. But for the most part, like when I felt bad, I didn't want to like stop and like, try to work it out. It's like you just keep moving.
But you said you slow down, but was that intentional to like back off the effort a little bit? Or?
Well, I slowed down because I'm trying to maintain the same intensity, and all of a sudden, like my normal intensity is like a lot slower because I wasn't feeling good. And so as we were going up Handy's Peak, I was like, all of a sudden, there's Killian and Francois together, and they didn't catch me until we were down 2 burrows at like mile 68 or 70.
Did they just go straight by?
No, we actually came into the aid station like right together. And then we left, and there's like a 4-mile stretch of road. It's mostly downhill, and we like got this like there's like a tiny little uphill grade on the road, and I was like, well, I gotta walk. And Killian and Francois like stop, look back at me, and stop, and they're like, okay, and they like start walking too, as if we're in this together, And I was like, whoa, guys, no, you don't know what's going on here. This is where you move.
This isn't the smart strategy.
I appreciate your kindness, but this is over. You can go. And so in the next 30 miles, they put 90 minutes on me.
Yeah. And, they put 90 minutes on you. But for you, like, did things completely crater? Were you still like, all right, I'm all right. I'm moving well. I can't run with them right now. But, what's going on?
I mean, I was like, I'm not doing as well as I was before, but I'm still doing great. Like, for me, getting to Sherman at mile 72-ish is, like, before turning on my headlamp. That's incredible. That was like my dream, my best case scenario, and I kind of fudged it. Like the last like mile or so into the aid station was really dark, but I was like, Eric, we're not turning on headlamps because I said we're gonna get to Sherman without it.
It's funny how we do that. I've done a little bit earlier going into Grouse Gulch, but it feels good to get to whatever that aid station is. Like, we can figure it without a headlamp.
Exactly.
Just a little bit long.
Yeah. And so I mean, I ate some quesadillas there, and then it's just like the point is just like keep moving, don't stop. Like I'm like every step forward is a step closer to the finish line. Like I'm not helping myself out by stopping and trying to figure something out because nothing was wrong. I wasn't hurt. I don't know. I was just kind of tired because I'm running a hard 100-mile race. It happens. And so you just keep moving, and I don't know. In the dark, it was actually really nice. So you can't really see how big the climb is. You just keep moving. And then once I got up, after that, you get a high section. And it's like not that steep, but you get above tree line. It's like 11 to 13,000 feet for a long time. Like
Whole Creek is
10 or
it's long and
15 miles or something.
Like mostly 12,000 feet.
Yeah. And once I got up there, I totally turned it around. It felt really good.
Oh, yeah?
And I ran like Cataract all the way down and up Pole Creek. So I was running long sections there.
How'd your pacer feel there?
He was doing great. And then we like, after Pole Creek, you do this, it's like gradual for a long time. And then you have a steep section before the pass. And,
he was worried about that.
Sensman kind of cratered there. He had to bail Maggie, but it was okay.
Yeah,
he got me over there, and that was what mattered. What really amazed me was I came over that pass, and I'd been running really well for 2 hours maybe at that point. I've been feeling good, and I come around, you can see the Maggie aid station, which is like mile 85, but then the next climb is right in front of you, and like those guys were at the top. I could just see the headlamps at the top of the next climb, and I was just descending from this one. And I mean, it was cool. Like I was like, those guys are amazing. That's incredible.
And so you're say you're in Cunningham. You're 7 miles or 9 miles. I don't even know what it is at this point. Are you looking at your watch thinking, oh, I can break 23? Or are you worried? Oh, maybe I'm not going to get 24. Like, what are you fueling on positivity, or just trying to maintain? Like, what's?
Yeah, I was like, I knew what I had to do, and that what you have to do from Cunningham is a 2,800 foot climb in 2 miles. And so it's an intimidating prospect. But I was also like, you get over there and then you're done. You finished. And I knew I was on a good pace. I wasn't thinking too much about time.
Yeah.
I was pretty sure that third or I guess fourth place was well behind me, so I didn't have to worry about that. But I also I didn't want to slow down. I wanted to keep moving really well, as well as I could. I didn't think about time that much until I actually as I left the aid station. So I got to get paced by Kyle Skaggs, which was a kind of a dream come true because the first time I volunteered at Hardrock, he ran the race and set the course record.
And really changed the game at Hardrock.
I really think, he kind of ushered in this sort of new generation at Hardrock. And so he offered to pace me last week, and it was a really big honor. And we left, and he was like, you're exactly on my time here. And he's like, and he also said that he blew up on that climb.
Okay.
Felt terrible and actually sat down for a minute. And so.
And was he encouraging you, go
totally,
run faster?
Yeah, he was like, you can totally be my time. Let's go. Come on, man. And then he was awesome. He was telling me stories about all kinds of things. I couldn't talk much on the climb, but he was just really positive and friendly. And then coming over the top, he's like, I think we can break 23. Let's do it. And we're pushing so hard, but I couldn't quite pull it off.
But before the race, you said in a great race, you could break 24 hours. And you did.
Yeah.
That's sinking in.
That's what I thought. It was my best case scenario is going under 24. And I was 23:06, I think, and that's a dream come true, man. To be able to do that feels so good.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you so much.
So you've got a busy little bit coming up. You're putting on your footprints camp next week. You're in the process of moving. You're going back to school in the fall, or returning to school in the fall. And do you have any are you going to do any more racing this season? Or?
Yeah, I've got some ideas. I'm hesitant to say because I'm not quite sure which ones I'll end up doing.
Okay, but
I kind of got to see how I'll feel after this. I got some ideas though. I definitely want to race. You have a good race like this, and all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, I want to race every weekend. Hell yeah, let's pull it off, and then that can backfire pretty quickly.
That's never happened before.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. I feel really good about this.
Nice.
It's I don't know, everything I hoped it would be. So it's fun.
Let's leave it there, man. Congratulations. It was
so
fun
much.
watching you.
Well, thanks for being out there. It's always fun to see you guys.
Take care, man.
Yeah. You too.